All of those years, just how much of a meaning was in them. He'd get targeted by the school gang and suffer serious bullying. He'd get abandoned by his relatives and start living alone far too soon. And wherever he went, he'd be pursued by reporters hunting him down. He'd made a mistake during the university entrance exam and end up in a third-rate school. He'd get unlucky and pull the shortest straw during boot camp and get assigned to the front lines. He'd fill himself up every day with triangle-shaped kimbap bought from the local convenience store, and eventually stumble into a job with some no-name company by the skin of his teeth and eke out a living that way. During the period of 10 years, he'd get to finish reading a certain novel, and after surviving by reading that novel, he'd drive everyone he loved to utter misery. That boy would grow up to become Kim Dokja.
Monster?
The child was opening his mouth while looking at me. That's right. I am a monster. My appearance was reflected on the boy's irises. That monster was this boy's future. Now was the only chance to stop that monster. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. Me trying to rush forward with my sword raised, and Sooyoung's fist striking me in the face, all of them. I couldn't really hear her voice. She was shouting at me. Her reddened eyes were filled with tears. Her fists were pounding on my chest before her rough hand tried to hold onto my shoulders.
Dokja!
I shoved her away and then took another step forward. Even though the distance was only a few meters, I couldn't easily cross it. All of my stories were rebelling against me. Powerful sparks enveloped my entire frame, suppressed me. My feet didn't want to leave the floor, and my hands refused to move. The child's expression, as he looked at me, was one of terror. His chin trembled non-stop, so did his eyes. Those eyes trying to decipher whether this was reality or not. The oldest dream is questioning your existence. The existence that dreamed of all these worlds. And in his dream, I too was nothing more than just another character. The oldest dream is denying your existence. As if he wanted to reject reality, the child hugged his head and curled up.
I'm Yu Jung-hook. I'm Yu Jung-hook.
The chant that had been recited tens of thousands of times.
There is a protective barrier around me. There is a protective barrier around me. Nobody can harm me. Nobody can harm me. Nothing can touch me.
The thoughts he used to escape from the pain when the gangs beat him up began leaking out. The power that rendered reality into non-reality. And that power was now being applied in the opposite manner. This really small, absolute being was now thinking of everything before him as his own delusions. An opaque barrier was generating with the child's figure, as its center resembled a pitch-black sphere. It was the sturdiest protective barrier that the oldest dream could create. I cried out like a devil and rushed towards the barrier to swing my sword. As the worlds collided, a blinding, bright explosion of light went off. The blade of the unbroken faith easily broke apart and flew in the air. I stared helplessly at the flying blade piece. I can't kill him. It was impossible for a way to kill him to exist. If this story began from the dream of the younger me, then the rules of this world were thought up by him too. Winds powerfully blowing in from somewhere roughly flipped the pages of the child's fallen notebook. When the flipping stopped the setting of Ways of Survival, the younger me jotted down what could be seen on the page. The disconnected film theory, a theory that explains the overlapping of the world lines in the ways of survival. As the sparks faintly danced about, I dazedly read the contents. I read some and then read it some more. I bent down to pick up the broken blade, then opened up all the stories still remaining in me. I stared at the black sphere surrounding the boy and stood up. I know you better than anyone in this world.
Don't torment me. Don't torment me. Don't torment me.
I'm not trying to torment you.
I want to run away.
I know.
But where to?
The child's story was transmitted to me, while mine was transmitted to him. There were less than 2 handspans of broken blade remaining in the unbroken faith. That was sufficient enough to carry out my plan. The method to end the oldest dream of a disconnected film theory is activating.